realistically though, the best option here should be help, help me, help.
Help! Help! Help me! Spirit.
Hi, I'm Guy, uh, and welcome to this video. No, this video was not sponsored by Squarespace. By the way, I'm sick. Apologies. But today we're doing another video. It's been a bit. Hi, hello. This is a horror quiz by YouTuber Oddly Specific Crystal. She made good stuff. No, I didn't pause the video so I could properly read that stuff. This is Can You Survive Getting Hunted in the Woods? Thank God, be no more bullshit. Let's get into it, baby. And first of all, yes, I would, because I wouldn't be in the woods to begin with. But, let's get into it.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace. This is a quiz to find out if you'd survive being hunted in the wilderness. This quiz does not use movies.
Already off rip. I won't be pausing a lot. Let's make that abundantly clear. But yeah, no, she's in the woods. Small Asian lady. I know she's like 4'3", maybe 3'2". You know, if she's on the average side. Yeah, no, there a bear right in the back there.
Logic, but instead real escape and evasion tactics drawn from SEER training, tracking manuals, and survival psychology. It's 22 questions long. Some of the questions are straightforward, most of them are not. For each question, you'll get 4 options, and I'll give you a moment to choose what you would do, and then I'll reveal the correct answer, and I'll also explain why the other options would have gotten you caught, cornered, or worse. Keep track of your score as you go along. You get 1 point per correct answer, and at the end, I'll tell you if you would have escaped, or if you were just delaying the inevitable. So without further ado, let's begin. You wake in the woods. No memory of how you got here, just a pounding head and the distant sound of birds. Your phone is gone. No bags. You're wearing clothes that aren't yours. Or if they are yours, you don't recognize them. You check your surroundings. About 30 feet away, you see a boot print in the mud. It's deep, fresh, and facing toward you. Nearby, there's a broken branch at shoulder height, too clean to be damaged by wind. And then, you hear it. A distant snapping of twigs. Not casual, not aimless, deliberate. And that's when it hits you. Someone is tracking you. And they know you're awake. You hear more movement. Not close, but not far. You have maybe 20 seconds before your last known position is compromised. The forest terrain around you is mixed. Pine needles, exposed rock, a creek downhill, and a nearby gravel trail. What do you do to first break the line of sight and begin evading? Option A, head straight downhill into the creek and follow it downstream, walking into water. Option B, scramble uphill over rocky terrain to higher ground and observe from concealment. Option C, follow the gravel trail briefly, then veer off into brush and double back. And option D, use the pine needle ground to create distance silently, weaving.
Okay. I let that play out because when she explains stuff, I'll need to pause to explain, obviously. But yeah. So you hear movement more than first of all, this guy sucks. You're telling me I was asleep for however long, and now all of a sudden you want to start tracking me? Who put me here? This has to be like a Yautja situation, like the predator species. They put me in the woods. They knocked me out, put me in the woods specifically for the hunt. And if that's the case, I didn't stand a chance to begin with, but happy they thought I was that good of a hunt. Yeah, no, head straight downhill into the creek, follow it downstream. I think, follow the trail briefly. Bro, my thing would just, they see me. Whatever it is, it sees me. But I can't even, do the hide method. Higher ground, no. Pine needle ground. Weaving through cover. It said line of sight, so it doesn't matter from sound. It already sees me. To the brush, veer to the brush and double back. You know what? I say C, because it said line of sight, meaning that thing already sees me. Damn, bro, the fucker already got me, broke my damn neck. Yeah, no, I'm going with the notion that this guy already sees me, so I'm gonna say C. Granted, my first thing I'd do, haul ass into the woods. I would, yeah, because I hide, silently run and hide. So yeah, I say that's the best option. What that is, C, yeah, C. Double back.
through cover.
Let them
So the
lose
correct
me.
answer here is option A, head straight downhill into the
Never
creek
mind,
and follow
I
it
guess.
downstream, walking into water. So the reason this is the right answer is because walking into water is a classic evasion technique taught in SEER training to mask scent and footprints. It also makes directional tracking significantly harder.
Scent and foot. Who am I fight? Who am I? Am I running from a human? I'm running from a human, right? Well, like I'm assuming a human with a gun, because if he didn't have a gun, I'd just box his ass, hit that nigga with rocks, stones. But scent, huh?
Especially in shallow, moving creeks. Moving downhill also adds natural cover and speed, and water helps throw off both humans and dogs. Option B, scrambling uphill and observing, is not the best choice because even though you gain visibility, which is good for observing, it's not great for escaping as you move slower uphill and you also risk your silhouette being exposed. Option C, following the gravel trail briefly, then veering off into brush and doubling back, is also wrong because trails are obvious and easy to track on, and doubling back risks reinterception if anyone looking for you anticipates you'll try and evade them.
I'm gonna call your bluff. I don't feel like that's correct. You're telling me I can try. If they're chasing me, why wouldn't I just like wait for them to? What, you know what? Sure. Because again, I'm assuming they already see me in this scenario, line of sight. So it's like they come forward, they can see me. I'm running. Of course I'd hide because they're just gonna chase me regardless. Okay, if I knew they weren't like actively seeing me, then yeah, I choose something else. But I thought they were seeing me. I ain't counting that one.
Option D, using the pine needle ground to create distance, is not incorrect, but it's also not the best option here. So even though this is quiet, which is an advantage, it doesn't hide your trail or scent like water does. So you've put some distance between you and the initial sight. But then you remember something. Dogs. They don't just track by sight. If whoever is tracking you has a dog, you're leaving a trail with every step. You look around you and you have access to mud, a stagnant pool of water, and decaying vegetation nearby.
Hey, they may got a dog, but I got that dog in me, you know what I'm saying?
To reduce your scent trail. Option 1, cover your body in mud, especially hands, feet, and armpits to mask scent emitting zones. Option 2, roll in decaying vegetation and stay downwind as much as possible. Option 3, use stagnant water to soak clothes and your skin and then move into higher elevation. Or option 4, alternate between dense brush and open rocky terrain to break scent continuity. So the correct
Okay. No. That's just gonna give you an infection. D, no. It's only B or A. It's only B or A. Cover your body in mud, especially hands, feet, and armpits. I mean, I've seen that done before. Roll in the cane, stay downwind as much as possible. I mean, yeah, but like depending on the kind of dog he has, they can still smell the difference between you. I'm a bucket. I'm gonna go. Actually, no. I'm gonna go A. I'm gonna go A. How about I'm gonna go A?
answer here is option A, cover your body. So the reason this is the right answer is because mud clogs pores, cools the body, and also creates a physical barrier over high odor areas such as your armpits, your groin, and your feet. It's one of the most accessible and effective ways to disrupt scent trails in short-term scenarios.
I gotta put mud on my dick? Damn, Nick.
Option B, rolling in decaying vegetation and staying downwind, is not the best answer because this might add odor layering, but it doesn't block your natural scent. And this also just creates its own scent signature. Option C, using stagnant water to soak your clothes and skin, also isn't the best option because while it's true that cooling your body can briefly reduce sweat and slow the release of scent compounds, once the water evaporates, your natural odor returns. And stagnant water doesn't cling well enough to block it. Option D, alternating between dense brush and open rocky terrain, also isn't the best option because it doesn't disrupt your scent, just your visual trail. And you have to remember that dogs follow scent, not terrain patterns. So you cover your body in mud and you keep going. You've now been moving steadily for over an hour. But straight line movement is predictable. You need to find a way to break your pattern. How do you best throw off a train tracker following your path? Option A, walk backward along your own trail for 50 meters, then break off in a sharp angle. Option B, climb a tree and wait silently for 30 minutes, watching for movement before redirecting. Option C, make a false trail with broken branches leading towards a visible path, then divert silently. Or option D, circle around and cross your own trail at a perpendicular angle to confuse tracking.
I say C is something I'd probably do myself. It's something I have thought about myself in that angle. Because circle around and cross your own trail at a perpendicular angle to confuse tracking. Okay, cool. Why wouldn't he just follow, like, the one that, like, damn, all these other tracks have an ending, except for this long trail that goes to the right. Like, I feel like that, I don't know. I'm gonna go with C. I'm gonna go with C here.
So the correct answer here is option C, make a false
Let's
trail with
go!
branches leading towards a visible path and then
nigga's too
diverting
smart.
silently.
And they always called me dumb. They called me dumb. Goofy ass niggas.
Before I explain why this is the correct answer, I do have a disclaimer that yes, obviously a train tracker can recognize a false trail, but recognition still takes time, and they still have to check it before discarding it. Out of your 4 options, this still creates the greatest delay with the least risk. By pushing a clear trail towards an obvious escape route and then breaking off, you're still buying yourself minutes for them to confirm. And evasion isn't about fooling them forever, it's about stacking small time advantages while you're out of reach. Option A, walking backwards and then breaking off in a sharp angle, is not
Also,
the best option.
Another thing I thought of. Let's say we're leaving footprints the entire time, right? They were leaving footprints the entire time. Couldn't I just use, like, let's say there's like vines or whatever the fuck, something I could tie. Or, well, I'm wearing sweatpants right now. Now, let's say I was able to tie like my sweatpants like strap thing around my shoe and add leaves on the bottom of my shoes. He's not following that. He gonna be like, what the hell this kind of animal is? He ain't following nothing. Bro, I'm surviving this. I don't care.
His backward footprints are still detectable
I'm too
by
intelligent
weight
for this,
distribution
bro.
and drag marks. And this is too obvious to train trackers. Option B, climbing a tree and waiting, is also wrong because here you're stationary, not breaking your own trail pattern. And if they see you, you have no exit. And option D, circling around and crossing your own trail at a perpendicular angle, is also not the best answer because while this adds complexity, it doesn't mislead. And you've still left one consistent trail behind you. The sun is now setting. You've evaded for several hours,
what I'm
but
saying.
need rest to think clearly tomorrow. You know the crucial rules. You cannot be seen, smelled, or heard. Where do you sleep tonight? Option A, in a low depression near a creek, covered in debris, close to a noise source like water.
Yeah, here's my thing, right? Assuming this is like a regular human and not a mythological creature, he's gonna have to eat. Both eat and drink. He can't follow me forever. Excuse me, he or she. Women can be psychopathic murderers too, people. I mean, come on, have you seen the things they watch? They can absolutely be psychopathic murderers hunting you in the woods as well. Yeah, no. My thought process is, I'm running on adrenaline and desperation. That guy's not. He's gonna feel hunger and thirst well before I do. Okay? That's assuming he doesn't have, snacks on him and shit, which he probably does. At the same time, we're in the woods, assuming there's animals in this bitch. He's probably fighting for his life too occasionally. You never know. Maybe when I passed by, a bear got his ass.
Option B, halfway up a slope under tree cover, inside a natural hollow or root cluster. Option C, high up in a tree, harnessed in or wedged between limbs with camouflage netting. Or option D, in an overhang or cave-like formation, deep enough to conceal.
Oh, wait, okay. Somewhere to sleep. You can't be seen, smelled, or heard. Low depression near a creek covered in debris, Close to a noise source like water. Halfway up a slope under a tree cover. A natural hollow or root cluster. A, my smell can still be heard. Or my smell can still be heard. Fucking hell. They can still smell me. Halfway up a slope under a tree cover. Natural hollow or root cluster. I have a tree hardest and wedged between lids. No. An overhang or cave-like formation deep enough to conceal but shallow enough to escape fast. Either A or D. I feel like it's D here. I'll go D.
But shallow enough for you to escape. So the correct answer here is option B, halfway up a slope under a tree cover.
D, B. Halfway up a slope under tree cover. Maybe I just don't know what it meant. Inside of that. Oh shit, I have not been tracking my score. I'm gonna say I did 3 right. Yeah, I think it was 3. Yeah, question 4. Yeah. Root cluster? What does it do for the smell though?
Inside a natural hollow or a root cluster. So the reason this is the right answer.
To be fair, the reason I was iffy with A, well not A, B, not B, fucking D, was because I was like, what if there's bears in this bitch? What if there's bears here? Well, on the same token, what if he got attacked by a bear? I'm assuming I'm not dealing with animals here, so you know, I'm only dealing with a hunter. But like the hunter could have got taken out by a bear. You know how many bullets it needs to take care of a bear? He probably didn't even bring a rifle. He just brought out a pistol or something.
Is because this location avoids skyline exposure, flood zones, and cold air pooling. Root clusters and exits provide concealment and also quick exit points. And that makes it ideal for stealthy rest in evasion scenarios. Option A, sleeping in a depression close to water.
But it doesn't cover up your smell though. They can still smell you though. Wait, you can't just throw away one of the things.
It's not the best option because water attracts humans and animals, and cold air sinks to low points, which increases your risk of hypothermia. Option C, sleeping high up in a tree, is also wrong because sleeping in trees is extremely dangerous without equipment and it makes you visible if the trackers are scanning upward. Option D, sleeping in an overhang or a cave-like formation, is also not the best option because those places trap scent, amplify sound, and they reduce your exit options, making it way too risky.
They trap sound. They trap scent. Yes. But as long as he doesn't go in the cave, that means he doesn't smell me. That's it, right? Like the scent is trapped in the cave, meaning that if the dog doesn't smell me, it's all in the cave. Or I guess my scent like leads to the cave, but you could say that with literally all of these though. Yeah, my biggest concern would be animals. That's it.
You're discovered. On your second day,
We're also assuming he has a dog when we haven't even heard something bark.
A hunter's bait station. There's a pile of cracked corn and trail cam bait nearby. You're starving, but you know that taking food means risk. This area could be checked regularly. What do? Option A, take a small handful and then destroy any evidence that you were there, including footprints. Option B, leave it. Option C, set up a false camp nearby using disturbed materials to imply you slept there. Or option D, wait until dusk, then approach from a downwind direction, minimizing contact.
I can't be waiting for too long. Set up a false camp nearby using disturbed imply you slept there. Fully destroy the evidence you were there. I think it's A. Just take a small handful, destroy any evidence I was there. But I don't even know what type of gun they got. They could have a pea shooter there for all I know. We'll be shooting blanks. They could have horrible aim for all I know. I'm taking it and going. If I'm gonna keep moving, I need strength. You know what? You got a Dr. Pepper here too. I'm taking that too.
A false camp nearby is also wrong because this is overcomplicated and it leaves more trace than it misleads, and you don't want to simulate your presence there. Option D, waiting until dusk and then approaching from a downward direction, is also not a good idea because dusk is a common time for humans and animals to check bait, so it actually increases your risk of running into someone. Before this video continues, I need to tell you about today's sponsor, Squarespace. If you've ever needed a website like for—
Hey gang, that's fantastic. Hey gang, hey, look at me in the eyes real quick. That's a fantastic sponsor you got there. I love that sponsor. Y'all can sponsor me too. Shit. Like, damn. Bro, I'm being so dead ass. That shit paused my computer. Hold on. Wait. Wait, please keep going. Okay. Wow. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That whole thing paused, like, froze my laptop for a second. Damn, Squarespace was pissed at me. Hey, I'll still accept the sponsor though.
or domain using the code CRYSTAL. The temperature has dropped suddenly.
That was a mad quick sponsor, gang. Mad quick. Hey, she's fantastic at what she does.
Rain is rolling in. You're soaked, tired, and starting to shiver. You have no dry gear and no fire starter. What do you do to reduce your risk of hypothermia while staying hidden? Option A, find a pine tree with low-hanging limbs, crawl underneath, and insulate with debris. Option B, strip off wet clothes and do vigorous exercise until dry. Option C, curl into a ball near a rock face to conserve body heat. Or option D, dig a trench, cover yourself with leaves, and lie still.
I feel like D is the only answer here. Do rigorous work or exercise until dry. Brother, how much body heat do you think people produce when they work out? If people produce that much body heat, there would be a genuine overheating. The only people who would be able to get buff is the bastards in Alaska, bro. No. Find a pilot with those trying to claw under debris. Yeah, no, it's only D. Rock face, the rock's wet too. What are you talking about? Y'all hear this shit? Bro? I got a team of medical professionals. They don't tell me the answer is D, bro. Look at them back there. The answer is D, bro. Yeah, the answer's gotta be D. You gonna argue with medical professionals? Come on now.
So the correct answer here is option A, find a pine tree,
You
crawl
liar.
underneath, and insulate yourself with debris. So the reason this is the right answer is because coniferous trees provide
The water's gonna seep through the rocks and stone.
natural cover from both rain and wind, and the ground beneath these trees is usually drier. Debris insulation like leaves and pine needles also creates a barrier against conducive heat loss, and this method is taught in survival training as an emergency shelter fallback. Option B, stripping and exercising, is wrong and also a dangerous myth. While it's true that wet clothes are bad, exertion actually accelerates heat loss once fatigue hits. Option C, curling near a rock face, is also wrong because rock faces are heat sinks, and unless the sun's been on it all day, it'll suck your body heat. Option D, digging a trench, is also not the best option because it burns too much energy while you're already cold. Lying still is also bad as it's passive cooling while you're already not well insulated. You stumble across—
Okay, so what you're saying is I just need to change a bit of my game plan and I'm fine. Hey, I took the court. So that means I have more than enough energy. I have enough calories to dig that trench, alright? I need to change a bit of my game plan. And I'll be shivering. I'ma be aight.
an abandoned campsite. There's an empty pack, a jacket, and a ball cap with a logo. You suspect you're near civilization, or being pushed towards it. What's the best thing to do with this gear? Option A, take the clothes and wear them to appear more like a local hiker. Option B, search the area for more supplies before deciding what to do. Option C, use the pack to create a decoy trail heading in the opposite direction. Or option D, booby trap the site to slow your pursuer and gauge their presence.
It gotta be A. I'm going with A. And let me tell you why. For at least as far as I'm aware, we have not seen this guy. We have not seen this person except from question 1. They are Lord knows where. I have outspent them by miles. At this point, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be I appeared in the woods, I was knocked out, no, I wouldn't be thinking I'm tripping. No. But again, this person is eons behind me. I'm taking the clothes. I need new clothes. It's gonna turn night again. It'll maybe rain. Hell, I might wait there for the people to cut. No, it's an abandoned campsite. Never mind. I'm taking the clothes and I'm continuing to move. I'm trying to figure out where like these people went and follow that way. What? Huh? I'm getting the hell out of there.
So the correct answer here is option C. Use the pack to
Come
create a
on.
decoy trail heading in the opposite direction.
Who says? Well, no, but he. Okay, assuming that the guy is hunting me, he knows what I was wearing. He knows the color of my hair. Or he know what I look like. He might know my social security. Why would he see it's an abandoned trail, and use the pack to create a decoy? He won't think that's me. Whatever. I'll let her explain.
So this is the best option out of the four, even though obviously a trained tracker won't be completely fooled by a planted pack trail. They'll eventually recognize the signs. But the point here isn't to permanently deceive them, it's to buy time. A pack, especially if it scuffs brush or leaves a clear impression, creates a believable vector that demands at least a quick check from the tracker, and that pause gives you enough space to double back, change terrain, or gain distance. In evasion, even a 5-minute delay can reset the chase. Option A, wearing unknown clothes, is wrong.
5-minute delay, sister. He's all the way over there. This ain't no 5-minute delay. That boy does not know where I am. I have not seen him. I slept an entire night and was perfectly fine. He don't know where I'm at.
Because this adds risk. The scent signature is unknown and you could be mistaken for someone else if spotted. Option B, searching the area, also adds.
That'd be a good thing though, wouldn't it? If he confuses me for somebody else, then he goes in a different direction trying to find me. Or somebody sees me as a local hiker and like, oh hey Bob, what you doing all the way down there, boy? You don't you know that path down there they dangerous? Like thank you, Jimbo. I will come walk with you. Ignore the fact that I'm a completely different skin color now, but yes, let's go home, Jimbo. Like, what? I see these as positives.
Risk without urgency. Because if it's a trap, you're already exposed by staying still. And you don't need more gear here, you need distance. And option D, buoy trapping, is bad because it's basically movie logic. It's easily traceable and just escalates risk. It's the late afternoon and you smell smoke. There's no wind and the scent is strong. Could be fire, could be human. Could be your pursuer cooking. What do you do? Option A, observe slowly from downwind and observe from a distance. Option B, immediately
Did he get in front of me? What happened?
divert course to put at least 2 kilometers between you and the smoke. Option C, use the smoke as a landmark to calibrate your bearings. Or option D, leave a subtle false trail towards the smoke and then divert hard left. So
I'm choosing A. I have to see if that's a regular person. Because if it's a regular person, or like a group, a family, something. Because again, I went an entire night without being caught. You want me to believe that fucker somehow maybe he got in front of me while I was sleeping. But at the same time, that's even more fuel for the fire of why I should take the clothes. Nah, I'm choosing A.
the correct answer here is option A, approach slowly from
Thank you.
downwind and observe from a
That's
distance.
4.
So the reason this is the right answer is because downwind movement ensures your scent won't carry, and observing from afar gives you intel without committing. Getting visual confirmation is safer than assuming, and you don't know if it's civilians, a fire hazard, or even safety. Either way, information here is better than blind avoidance. Option B, immediately diverting course, is not wrong here, but it's also strategically inferior, and that's a meaningful distinction. It won't get you caught right now, but it costs you valuable information and resources, and it undermines your long-term chances of survival. Because here, you might be wasting energy and daylight without learning anything.
That's some shit May would say.
about the threat, and you could even be running from help such as a civilian camp, ranger station, or even rescue. In real survival training, blind avoidance is discouraged because in survival, ignorance can be more dangerous than proximity. Option C is wrong because using it as a landmark doesn't help you if you don't know what it is, and option D is also not the right answer because false trails only work if you know what you're misdirecting them away from, so this adds complexity without information. So you approach slowly, and through the trees, you spot it. Not a wildfire, not a roaring blaze, just a thin, steady column. Controlled. Someone's fire. Small enough for cooking. Whoever built it knew what they were doing. You hold your breath, scanning for movement. And that's when you hear it, rustling. It's heavy, human. From the brush, a man with a rifle steps into view, 30 meters away. He hasn't seen you yet. There's a tree behind you and a gully to your left. There's no time to think.
Okay, well, now it's time to go. Now it's time to go. So he did somehow get in front of me. Okay.
What do you do? Option A, drop flat and
Wait. Hold on. Now that I've seen him, and it's only him, no dog, I don't have to care about my scent anymore. There's no dog.
crawl towards the gully undercover. Option B, stay perfectly still and wait until he passes. Option C, move behind the tree and assess from partial cover. Or option D, toss a rock in the opposite direction and flee while he's distracted.
Hold on. Let me consult the professionals. Hold on. What are we thinking? Stay perfectly still. No, drop flat toward the gully undercover. What does a gully look like? Brother, the only gully I know is Gully Wash. That's it. A narrow, deep channel? No, he probably see me. I want to go D. Move by the tree to assess for partial cover? No, he's gonna see me. Crawl towards the gully undercover? Flee while he's distracted. But he'll hear my footsteps. I'm gonna go A. The professionals talked to me. I'm gonna go A.
So the correct answer here is option B, stay completely still and blend into the cover. So the reason this is the right answer is because movement draws the human eye faster than anything else. If he hasn't seen you yet, your best option is to remain absolutely still in a natural
He hasn't seen me yet. Right. He hasn't seen me yet. I forgot that. Wait, he hasn't seen me yet. Yeah.
Unless he's using thermal imaging, stillness in shadows or foliage is often more effective than trying to scramble for cover after you've already been spotted. SEER training emphasizes that the less you move, the harder it is to separate you from the background. Option A, crawling.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going with option D. Jumping him and kicking him into the fire. That's what I'm doing. Next thing you know, and breaking news, a local crack in the woods has brutally murdered a man and by kicking him into the fire. Now that's some hot news, ain't that? Like, bro, I'm fighting you. I'm taking my chances. I'll take that.
It might feel safer because you're lowering your profile, but this creates noise and movement at ground level, like rustling leaves, snapping twigs, and shifting brush. If he's scanning, that subtle motion is exactly what'll give you away, and you're better off being motionless and blending into the environment than risking the sound and movement of a slow retreat. Option C, bolting to the tree might seem like a quick fix for cover, but lateral or sudden movement is also one of the easiest things for people to notice. Even if the tree shield.
See, because in my head, right, I thought he hasn't seen me yet, purely because he just wasn't looking in my direction yet. I thought it was genuinely just because he wasn't looking in my direction yet. And that's why he hasn't seen me. Not that I'm in bushes already and he can't see me.
You once you reach it, the movement getting there will almost guarantee he sees you. In evasion, moving late is often far more dangerous than not moving at all. And option D, tossing an object to make a distraction, can work in some contexts, but it's extremely risky. If the man is cautious, and anyone moving with a rifle in the woods usually is, he won't dismiss the noise. He'll become more alert and start actively scanning for what caused it. In survival training, this is called a stimulus search. Once someone is triggered, they look harder, not less. A false distraction when you're already undetected often just puts a spotlight on the area you're in. So you freeze, every muscle locked, while the man scans the tree line. Seconds feel like minutes. Finally, he shifts direction, adjusting his rifle, and he drifts back into the brush. You wait, long after he's gone, until the woods settle again. No sound, but the steady pulse of your heartbeat. Before this video continues, I just want to let you know if you want to get a digital copy of this quiz or my quiz on whether or not you'd survive a zombie apocalypse, you can now do so at my shop. So if you want an easy copy of this to show,
If you would like me to react to those other videos, which I probably will, let me know in the comments. Cool? I'm sorry if I sound sick, it's because I am. I apologize. I'm sorry.
your friends, maybe at a dinner party, board game night, then the link is up there and it's also in the description. When you move on, the terrain betrays you. The trees thin, the cover breaks. Ahead is a wide open field. No trees, no foliage, and no natural cover. The fastest way through is straight across, but fields are natural kill zones. If anyone is watching from the tree line, you'll be a silhouette with nowhere to hide. But you also can't stay here. You have to cross. But how? Option A, sprint across immediately in a straight line, speed over stealth. Option B, stay low and crawl quickly along the edge, using grass and terrain dips for concealment.
Okay, but here's my thing though. He left. We know which direction he went. Now again, I'm assuming that this is the guy that's been hunting us. But again, we know which direction he went. Why didn't we just go in the other direction?
Option C, cut a wide arc across the field, staying in the tree line even if it costs time. Or option D, move in short crouched bursts, freezing every few steps to scan for movement.
I'm taking C. I'm taking C. I'm not getting that big ass field. I'm not getting that big ass field. I'm taking no. I'm taking safety. No. And not to mention, it's such a weird movement and everything. No, that's good. That's a good one.
So the correct answer here.
Now, granted, I should be going a direction that is completely opposite from the hunter dude, but you know, it's still.
Is option C, cut a wide arc across the field, staying in the tree line even if it costs you time. So the reason this is the right answer is because in evasion, cover is almost always worth the detour. A wide arc keeps you inside concealment and also denies the hunter an easy silhouette to spot. It's true that this burns more time and energy than the other options, but speed means nothing if you're visible in open ground. Real seer doctrine emphasizes that terrain is essential and avoiding exposure beats gambling on speed. Option A, sprinting straight across, is the wrong answer because even though this
Cause like Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world. Usain Bolt is still gonna get shot by a sniper rifle. A cheetah is still gonna get shot by a sniper rifle, bro. No, you're not. You're fast. You may be fast. You ain't that fast. Especially you. You dropped out of track. I know you ain't fast.
Feels decisive. It's exactly what a pursuer expects. One glance from the tree line and you're done. Option B, crawling along the edge might feel safer, but edges are also natural funnels, and hunters scan them first. If you do this, you'd still be pinned against open ground with no retreat. And option D, moving in crouch bursts, is also wrong because this just creates jerky, visible movement, and humans are wired to detect motion. And the idea of moving in a zigzag pattern is only designed for dodging bullets which are already fired, not for staying unseen. So you stay along the tree line, and slowly, agonizingly slowly, you make it past the field. But you've been moving for hours now and you're running out of water. Fast. And you find a muddy stream. Still, brownish, but not stagnant. You have no purification tablets, no boiling gear, just your shirt. What do you do to rehydrate safely enough to keep moving? Option A, drink directly from the stream because dehydration is the greater risk here. Option B, filter water through your shirt into a bottle and drink it. Option C, dig a hole next to the stream to let the filter water seep in and then drink that. Or option D, push on with
How the hell would that work? Dig a hole next to the stream? How would the filtered water... What? Huh? Push on without drinking it. Ration your remaining water, hoping to reach a better source before you collapse. It's either A or D. I'm running out of water fast. Either A or D. A muddy stream, the water is still and brownish. It's either A or D. Still and brownish. You don't know what that what that brownish stuff is. You can go 3 days without water. You can go 3 days without water. You still have water. You can keep moving. Okay, why do I have... Okay, what if, like... Okay, here's... Okay, what I want to do, right, is, like, I want to, like... I want to, use my shirt, put it in the water, drain it into a ball, and have that for later, in case shit do get dire. I'll go... Not A. Fucking hell, no. I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go
that
B.
drinking and rationing your remaining water, hoping to reach a better source before you collapse. So the correct option here is option C, dig a hole next to the stream to let filtered water seep through.
How would that
and then drink
work?
that. So the reason this is the right answer is because this lets ground sediment filter the water before it reaches your container. It doesn't remove microbes, but it's safer than direct consumption, and it can make the difference between debilitating illness and staying functional. Option A, drinking direct.
What? Since when was... I did not know that. I did not have the information.
Directly is the wrong answer because untreated water almost always carries parasites and microbes. You might get lucky once, but more often than not, this means violent illness within hours. Diarrhea.
Yeah, because it's like, listen, for me, it was either A or D. Not A or D, C or D. Most likely, I'm walking away from that damn water. I still have water. Like, what I want to do is, like, just carry the ball of water in case shit do get bad.
Cramps,
shit.
dehydration. Option B, shirt filtering, is also wrong because this only removes debris, not bacteria. And option D, rationing your water, is not the best answer because this only works if you know a safer source lies ahead. In this scenario, that knowledge isn't guaranteed. Betting on it risks collapse before you ever...
Well, betting on the water doesn't, give me dysentery. Is all I'm betting on. I'm betting a lot here. I'm betting that this guy doesn't find me and shoot me. Okay, I'm betting that I don't get taken down by a bear in these woods. According to how I'm supposed to survive to you, I haven't even eaten yet, and it's been a day. I'm taking a lot of gambles already. Okay.
Find it. You hear human voices up ahead. One male, one female. Close enough to catch the words, but not close enough to see. The man says, "He couldn't have gone far." And the woman replies, "Then spread out."
Oh. Wait, hold on. You're telling me that there's more than one person who... You know what? It makes sense that it was more than one person who tried to hear it. It couldn't have been just one. So you're telling me... Well, hey, I was right. Women do be crazy. It was both man and a woman. Wow, so that means I'm getting hunted, so I can't trust anybody in this bitch. Yay!
How do you respond to this threat? Option A, freeze and silently listen to gauge numbers and distance. Option B, immediately backtrack and take a wide arc around them. Option C, make noise in the opposite direction to bait them away. Or option D, climb a tree or rise to observe them without being—
Oh, immediately. Take a wide arc around them. She just said that spread out. They're gonna be expecting me. What? Huh? I couldn't make noise when going back. No. They don't see me. I'm hidden right now. I'm gonna go A.
seen. So the correct answer here is option A, freeze and listen
Let's
silently
go.
to gauge numbers and distance. So the reason this is the right answer is because stillness is your least detectable state. Seer training emphasizes information before movement. By listening, you confirm at least two pursuers, their intent, and the fact that they're actively tracking. You also learn spacing. They're splitting up, which means you can predict their search grid and avoid blundering into it. Option B, backtracking, is the wrong option because while this feels safe, it's also noisy and blind. You could stumble right into the flank of their search pattern. Option C, noisemaking, is also wrong because this only escalates the chase, and you turn evasion into a manhunt. Option D, climbing a tree, is also not the right answer because while this gives you visibility, it also traps you if they move underneath, and dry branches can give you away. So you stay frozen, counting the seconds until the voices drift away. When you move again, you notice something small. A cigarette butt. Still damp, but not washed out by the rain. Someone's been here recently. Close enough that you can't tell if they're ahead of you or circling back. And even though the voices fade, your unease doesn't. You glance down, and you notice the mud clinging to your boots. Every step behind you is stamped clear as a trail sign. If they were close enough to hear, they were also close enough to see this. How do you break your trail most effectively now? Option A, start walking on rocks and fallen logs only. Option B, use large leaves or cloth to brush away prints as you go. Option C, cover your prints with dirt and pine needles every few steps. Or option D, double back and cross your own trail at an angle and then shift terrain.
I'm gonna go A. Cause if they're like, I walk on fallen logs. Logs. I walk up to a log, jump on it, rock, jump on that. Hopefully don't bust my ass. Dirt and pine needles. Wouldn't they be able to tell that I dug up the dirt though? Why can't I just drag whenever I take a step, like when SpongeBob did the step on the beat, do step on the beat, do, and he moved his feet from side to side when he was walking. Why can't I just do that? Do the step on the beat, do step on the beat, do that. It will be far more of a pain in the ass to track me. They could just remove the pine. To be fair, if there's pine needles just in a trail, that's still a trail. Large leaves or cloth to brush away prints as I go. I feel like B. Yeah, B. A isn't A. You don't know how many logs. Yeah, B.
So the correct answer here is option D, double back and cross your own trail at an angle and then shift terrain.
Why is that cool now, but it wasn't cool before?
So the reason this is the right answer is that even though this might seem at odds with earlier advice about building false trails, the difference here is distance. When you had space, a false trail was useful because it bought you time, and the tracker would burn minutes chasing a decoy while you were able to slip away. Here though, the hunters are close enough that hesitation might mean capture. So you can't afford theatrics. You need an immediate break in your trail that forces them to stop and rethink. Doubling back in an angle does exactly that. It cuts the rhythm and it also erases the arrow of your direction. In seer training, that kind of sharp displacement is how you shake pursuit when time is short. Option A, walking on rock or logs, is not the best option because this is only good if you haven't already left a trail. This doesn't erase what's behind you. Option B, brushing, is not completely wrong, but it's not the best answer because it's time consuming and leaves more signs of human activity. While brushing does erase prints, at least superficially, it's not the best choice because it creates a different kind of trail, such as uniform swipes, broken vegetation, or unnatural leaf scatter. A train tracker will notice the brush marks as a bigger sign than the footprints. It's also, most importantly here, slow, and again, time is exposure. And option C, covering prints, is not the right answer because it's tedious and rarely foolproof.
Wait, where's mine? Use what while brushing does erase prints, at least superficially. It's a different kind of trail. Swiping an actual leaf scan for broken education. As much as footprints.
Especially to train trackers. Unlike brushing, which could fool someone temporarily, covering with debris is a classic mistake. It signals that you're trying to hide something, and to a tracker, that's better than footprints. So you double back and cross your own trail at an angle. You cover some ground, but paranoia lingers. If there are prints this clear here, then there are prints this clear everywhere. You keep moving, watching every step, until the trees thin and you catch sight of it. A small cabin, tucked back in the clearing, a steady thread of smoke rising from its chimney. Shelter, maybe safety. Or maybe exactly the kind of place someone like you would stumble across. What's the safest course of action here? Option A, approach cautiously, knock, and ask for help. Option B, circle wide, observe silently from cover, and look for signs of who's inside. Option C, break in after dark and take supplies, leaving quickly. Or option D, leave immediately.
Okay, hold on. Double back, cross kill at angle, blah blah blah. There are prints clear. Watch areas of trees in case a fall capture at the back. No, don't ask for help. That's what their cabins, absolutely. There's more of them. Signs of who's inside, break after dark, no. Leave immediately. A steady thread of smoke rises from the chimney. Oh no, leave immediately. That means somebody's in there right now. No, leave immediately. I don't want to observe. I don't care. Well, observe silently from cover. I'm gonna do a bit of B. And if I don't see, if I don't see, okay, if I do B, I'll do B and then D, or I'd want to. Because, if I look inside, I don't see, a Southern belle with, her family of 3 kids playing, with Legos. With Legos, and they have a farm in the background. No. B or D.
So the correct answer here is option B, circle wide and observe silently. So the reason
I'll
this is the
take
right
that.
answer
I'll
is
take
because
that.
information beats impulse. Approaching blindly could risk you walking into your pursuer or hostile strangers. Observation from distance lets you assess without exposure. And that's why option A is wrong, because asking for help exposes you immediately and there's no guarantee here that it's friendly. Option C is also not right because breaking in escalates risk. If it's occupied, you've cornered yourself. Option D, leaving immediately, is not wrong, but it's also not the best option. This is because being careful around structures is absolutely correct, it's absolutely valid. In Seer, cabins, vehicles, and roads are treated as high-risk zones because they're natural choke points. If you're truly exhausted or paranoid, leaving could save you from walking into an ambush. And avoidance is definitely better than a reckless approach, but it's not optimal in this scenario because leaving gives up the chance to gather information. You don't know who is in the cabin or whether it's even occupied. Observation from cover gives you intel without commitment, and that's better than walking away blind. By skipping reconnaissance, you might miss supplies, an empty shelter, or clues about your pursuer. If you keep blindly moving away from every potential source of information, such as cabins, smoke, or voices, you'll just wander until exhaustion, dehydration, or exposure gets you. Evasion isn't just about hiding, it's also about managing risk while gathering information. So you circle wide, watching. You see smoke, but no movement. There's a pile of wood stacked neat and tools by the wall. Whoever was here, they're not here now. So you wait a bit longer, but still nothing. The smoke thins. The cabin is empty. Relief should follow, but it doesn't. If someone built this fire and left it burning, they expect to come back. So you slip away, carrying the thought with you. Sometimes the most dangerous sign isn't presence, it's absence. By the time you've put distance between yourself and the cabin, exhaustion drags at every step. Your thoughts keep stuttering, catching on the image of the fire burning with no one to tend to it. Stopping to rest feels like an even bigger gamble now, but pushing forward half awake guarantees mistakes. You find a dry pocket under foliage. No fire, no insulation, just enough cover to sit and decide. How do you maximize safety and recovery during a short sleep? Option A, force yourself to stay awake until sunrise. Sleep only when daylight makes you feel safer. Option B, sleep sitting upright with your back against a tree. Option C, bury yourself partially in dry debris for warmth and sleep deeply. Or option D, take multiple micro naps of 5 to 10 minutes while staying in the same concealed spot.
Okay, oh shit. Sleep sitting upright with your back against a tree. Just covered in the sun. Stay awake till sunrise. Sleep only when daylight makes you feel safer. Lay in dry debris and warmth and sleep deeply. Yeah, take multiple micro naps. Oh, it's my turn my mic off. Yeah, take multiple micro naps. You need sleep, bro. You need sleep. You're gonna start seeing the hat, man. You need sleep.
So the correct answer here is option B, sleep sitting upright with your back against a tree. So the reason this is the right answer is because sitting upright keeps your position neutral and your senses half on. If someone closes in, you'll hear it or feel it faster than if you were lying down. In evasion scenarios, you don't get to collapse fully. You rest with awareness because you're not alone out here. Option A, staying awake till sunrise, is the wrong answer because while this might feel safer, fatigue ruins your judgment, and that's when trackers catch you, when you're stumbling, noisy, and careless. Option C, sleeping buried in debris, is also wrong because while it's warm, you're also entombed. If someone walks close, you won't surface in time. Option D, micronaps, is also wrong because while this might sound clever, it's actually worse than just resting upright. Because micronaps yank your brain in and out of shutdown without ever letting you stabilize. Instead of recovery, you just build up fog and disorientation. In evasion, the
Nigga, fuck you, man. My mic wasn't even off for that. Nigga, fuck you, man. Damn. Fuck.
goal isn't to have lots of broken little sleeps, but rather it's about staying in shallow, continuous rest where you can jolt awake naturally to real-world cues. Upright posture gives...
Bro, that's the thing. I know my ass would be able to fall asleep in it. Maybe I would be if I was that stressed, but my brain would just be telling me to lay down, and I couldn't. I could be sleeping upright, bro. But that's just me. That's why I said like multiple naps. Like that's the best I could do. Other than that, who ain't getting up out of the debris fast enough? Who is we? You maybe not. I am.
you that balance where you can recover properly without fully collapsing. So you force yourself into shallow rest. Upright, back braced against a tree. When dawn comes, you've bought a few hours of shaky function, but your body is colder for it. Your muscles are stiff, your clothes are still damp, and every joint is shivering. The cold gnaws with every step. By now, your hands are numb. Your body's losing heat, and the idea of a flame feels less like temptation and more like survival. But you know what fire means out here. If you light one, you're not just warming yourself, you're answering back. What's the smartest way to manage warmth in this situation? Option A, build a small fire in a dugout pit, feeding it only damp wood to minimize flame. Option B, skip the fire entirely and insulate yourself under layers of leaves and debris. Option C, build a fire, but on a ridgeline where smoke can disperse quickly. Or option D, make a fire at dusk and then move camp once it burns low.
My hands are numb, but I lose the heat. Hey, then I get signaled back. Wall, fire, dugout, pit. When it minimize the flame, skip the fire entirely and insulate yourself under layers of leaves and debris. Build a fire, build on a ridgeline where smoke can disperse quickly. I don't even know what a ridgeline is. Make a fire at dusk, then move camp once it burns low. I'm gonna go B. Skip the. I'm not taking the risk.
So the correct answer here is option B, skip the fire entirely.
See, I knew it. I knew it. Give me my damn point.
Leaves and debris. So the reason this is the right answer is because leaves, debris, and natural insulation keeps you alive without declaring your location. You might be uncomfortable, but you're not at risk of hypothermia yet. Lighting a fire after seeing smoke nearby isn't just risky, it's answering a signal that you don't control. Option A, making a pit fire, is not the best option because while this might work in true hypothermia emergencies, here damp wood smokes heavy. If someone is scanning for heat or scent, you've given them a beacon. Option C, making a ridgeline fire, is just wrong though, because flames on ridges creates silhouettes for miles and it completely broadcasts where you are. Option D, making a fire at dusk and then moving when it burns low, might be tempting, but this is also not the best answer because fire leaves behind ash, smell, and it also disturbs the soil. A hunter only needs one of those crumbs to close the gap. So you skip the fire, and you insulate. And you're still cold, but at least you make it through the night. And the forest is silent. No flame, no signal. You shiver until the gray light bleeds into the canopy. And it's morning. And you start moving again. But every step is stiff, half numb. The forest looks the same, but you feel terrible. And then the brush catches your shin. A snare line. Crude, but deliberate. How do you respond to finding this trap? Option A, step over it carefully and keep moving. Don't touch it. Option B, disable the snare quietly and then reset it sloppily as a sign someone interfered. Option C, use the snare's materials to set a diversion elsewhere. Or option D, circle back and take a wide detour around this area.
I'm step over it, keep moving. I don't even gotta step over it. I'm gonna go around it, cause my anxiety filled self. I would think what if they set up a mine right behind the snare, like a bear trap? So I'd walk. What I do, I walk backward and make a wide circle around the snare and keep going. I'm not letting there be any mention of my existence that I was here. I'm not letting them know I existed in this area. It's not happening. Still fine, baby. Still fine, baby.
So the correct answer here is option A, step over it carefully.
See, knew it.
Don't touch it. So the reason this is the right answer is because the safest option here is to bypass without a trace. Tampering just advertises your presence here and it wastes time. In hostile terrain, snares aren't just for animals. They're tripwires for awareness. Avoiding them cleanly denies the hunter confirmation that you were ever here. Option B, resetting, is wrong because it tells the tracker that someone is behind them and you've also just revealed yourself with no benefit. Option C, reusing materials, is also not the best option because this costs precious minutes. The hunter's already proven they're deliberate. You can't out-trap them. And option D, taking a wide detour, is not strictly wrong, but it's wasteful. Detours burn daylight and calories, and if traps are planted across the area, you'll only stumble into another. A clean bypass here is the optimal option, so you limp onward. And you keep moving till the clouds rip open. And rain hammers the ground. It turns the soil to slurry, and the forest erupts in noise. You feel relief as you see your trail dissolving, and you know your scent is also scattering. But paranoia still lingers. If they're close, they don't need tracks. They don't need sound. The rain hides you, but it hides them as well. How should you use this storm to your advantage? Option A, push hard to cover maximum distance while the rain masks your movement. Option B, stay put and conceal yourself, and let the rain wash away your immediate trail. Option C, use the noise cover to set decoy signs leading in another direction. Or option D, move uphill, using runoff streams to hide your scent and passage.
Okay, they don't each. The rain hides you, but it hides them too. Push to cover maximum distance while the rain masks your movement. Stay put, conceal yourself. No. Use the noise cover to set decoy signs leading in another direction. No. The rain's gonna wash that way. Move uphill. Then hide your scent and passage. I want to say A, maximum distance. Either A or D, maximum distance.
So the correct answer here is option A, push hard to cover maximum distance while the rain masks your movement. So the reason this is the right answer is because rain isn't just cover, it's your only window against someone who's anticipating your moves. Every track is smeared away in the rain. Moving hard now forces the hunter to recalculate from scratch, breaking whatever pattern they think you're on. Option B, staying put, is wrong because the storm erases your immediate trail, but it doesn't reset the search. Hunters close distance sector by sector. If you waste the storm standing still, then you trade your biggest advantage, mobility under cover, for temporary comfort. Option C, setting a decoy, is also wrong because this is basically pointless here. The rain erases trails for both of you, so detour false signs won't be effective here. And option D, moving uphill, is also wrong because it's just wasted energy. The rain already gives you maximum cover, so extra effort just slows your escape and gives the hunters time to reposition. So you push ahead, aiming to maximize distance. The rain keeps hammering down, and for a moment, it feels like the cover will last. But of course it never does. When the storm thins to mist, every sound carries sharper, and that's when you hear it. A flock of birds burst from the tree line ahead, their wing beats frantic. It could be you they're reacting to, could be someone else. Birds don't lie, they react. Something moved close enough to spook them. How do you interpret and act on this? Option A, freeze immediately, assume they were reacting to you, and hold until quiet. Option B, use the distraction to sprint farther while their noise covers you. Option C, circle carefully towards the disturbance to see if another human caused it. Or option D, backtrack silently to put more distance between you and the point of disturbance.
C. I'm going C.
So the correct answer here is option A, freeze immediately, assume they were reacting to you, and stay quiet. So the reason this is the right answer is because birds are some of the oldest tracking alarms in the world. By freezing, you avoid compounding the disturbance, and you buy yourself time to assess whether the birds were reacting to you or something else. In evasion, every noise is doubled, your sound and the forced reaction. Staying still lets you separate the two. Option B, sprinting, is the wrong answer because it just doubles down on noise. Here, you don't just scare the birds, you confirm your exact position. Option C, circling in, is also wrong because if it wasn't you that made the noise, you're walking into their approach vector. And option D, backtracking, is wrong because this wastes time and energy and it still doesn't tell you who triggered the birds. So you stay still, and the forest falls quiet again. And you start moving again in trepidation. You push on until another noise alerts you. It's loud and heavy, but it's not footsteps. Water. A river.
Aquafina!
Loud enough to mask your noise, but also with a current that's strong enough to drown you. What's the best?
Is it clean enough to drink? That's all I care about. You niggas can't swim. I can. Is it clean enough to drink?
Move here. Option A, swim straight across at the wide point. Option B, move upstream or downstream to a narrower crossing before attempting. Option C, walk along the water line instead of crossing. Or option D, wade in shallow sections parallel to the bank without crossing fully.
Need to get across, don't I? Swim straight across. It's strong enough to drown me. Sure. I'll say B, but let me make this abundantly clear. If any of these options I choose, assuming I survive, the answer right after is immediately take as much water as physically possible. Drink straight from the river, and then fill your bottle. Drink. I'd be there for like 15 minutes just drinking water. And I would have stole another bottle from those people and got me some water, bro. I'll say B.
So the correct answer here is option B, move
Let's
upstream
go!
or downstream to a narrower crossing before attempting. So the reason this is the right answer is because crossing water is one of the best ways to break your trail. It smothers sound, it washes away your scent, and it also erases footprints. But attempting it at a wide, fast-moving section is reckless. You'll burn energy, risk getting swept away, and you come out colder and weaker than before. A narrower section gives you the same masking benefits with less danger and less energy cost. Option A, swimming across at the wide point, is wrong because it maximizes every single risk: exhaustion, cold shock, drowning. line. Even if you survive, you'll be depleted and slower afterward. Option C, walking the waterline, is also not the best option because it doesn't hide anything. Wide, muddy prints along the edge create a perfect breadcrumb trail for the trackers. And option D, shallow wading, has the same problem, where it's predictable and obvious. You leave a continuous trail without gaining real benefit of crossing. You eventually haul yourself onto the far bank, tired but in one piece. But your relief fades instantly. On the bank, you see signs of human activity. The mud is pressed flat, and the bark is scraped raw. Whoever you're evading just crossed here minutes ago. Too close for coincidence. What do? Option A, stop and study the sign to understand direction and timing. Option B, move quickly away before they loop back. Option C, mask your trail immediately. Or option D, follow their tracks briefly and then break off.
Stop and study the sign to understand direction and timing. Move quickly away for the loop back. Mask your trail immediately. Follow the tracks briefly to break off. Follow the tracks briefly and break off. I got it. Wait, yeah. Cause like, okay, I'm assuming they're not gonna trail back. They're looking for me. So let's say that they see me walking next to their trail. They're gonna assume that, oh, this hunter was there's two people here. Me and this was probably hunters, unless they have, specific boot designs or some shit. But oh, this was a hunter. Two hunters were walking together. Let me go a different way, cause these guys are my friends. Yeah, no, D.
So the correct answer here is option A, stop and study the sign to understand direction and timing. So the reason this is the right answer is because at this stage, information beats speed. If you run blind, you could sprint right into them. Studying the sign tells you where they were moving, if they're ahead of you, if they're behind you, how heavy they were moving, and how fresh the disturbance is. All of these things are critical in a pursuit where proximity is already confirmed. Option B, running, is wrong because if they're just ahead, you collide into them. And if they're behind, you only widen your scent and noise. Option C, masking, is also bad because this wastes time without knowing their vector, and it's meaningless if the trackers are nearby already. Option D, following, is wrong because it puts you straight into their line of travel. If they're laying traps, you'll walk right into one. So you stop and study the prints, and they tell you one thing clearly. They were moving downstream. Fast. But the freshness of the sign gnaws at you. It must have been half an hour at most, maybe less. Close enough that if you sprint, you risk overtaking them, but also close enough that if you hesitate, they could double back. So you move on. But the silence feels loaded. When the trees finally begin to thin, you see a strip of gray cut across the forest floor. It's asphalt. You've reached a road. You stare down this road. Civilization is close enough for you to hear its hum.
Yes.
But roads aren't only freedom. They're also funnels. Every evader knows prey gravitates towards them, and every pursuer knows it too. How do you cross without turning yourself into a silhouette in the open? Option A.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. If civilization is close enough to where I can hear like a guy argue with his baby mama. I can hear cars driving by. I can hear somebody honking to get the hell out in the road. Bro, I'm running. I'm hauling ass. If a gunshot goes off, that means somebody is around to hear it. I'm sprinting. I'm using every last bit of energy I have to get to civilization, and I'm going into that mom and pop shop and I'm calling the police. What?
A. Sprint straight across immediately. Option B. Wait until dark and then cross.
Hell no.
Option C. Create a diversion and then cross undercover. Or option D. Move along the tree line until you find a bridge or tunnel.
Wait, okay, is this assuming that they're around me? Because with everything I've done so far, there should be no one here. Like, are they because how it seems like they're spawning wherever I find opportunity. How come they spawn in during this time, but when I'm sleeping, they're like, where'd he go? No, I checked to see if they were around me, then sprint. I'm getting out of there. I'm gonna choose D. However, comma, if it's A, if it turns out to be A, I'm taking that. But I'm gonna choose D.
So the correct answer here is option C, create a diversion and then cross
Never
undercover.
mind. I create a diversion. So they are around me in this case. They are. Okay, so they are. You didn't say that they were around me though. Wait, okay, so they're around me in this case, and they're just sitting by the road. Why are they around the road? How many niggas is it? Wouldn't they hear wouldn't civilization hear the gunshot and like have it investigated? Why am I being? What did I do to deserve this?
So the reason this is the right answer is because diversion buys you seconds, and seconds are survival. That could mean tossing a rock into the opposite tree line, letting a stage branch crack after you've moved, or dropping an object that makes noise after you're already halfway across. The point is to pull focus away from the road itself, just long enough to cross the gap. Option A, sprinting, is the wrong option because while this is the fastest move, it's also the loudest and the most visible. Option B...
How heavy do y'all steps be? Bro, I be... Assuming I'm assuming I'm barefoot, which I should be, because, okay, assuming that I'm barefoot, right, in the scenario, maybe they took my shoes, they took my J's, my footsteps would be silent, but they would be silent as a mouse. Let's make that abundantly clear. Shoes, I get that a little bit more, like, but again, this is assuming I did not know there were people around. Like, there's that many people around? Again, I know it's like, oh, you get shot, but like, oh, there's people around, they're gonna hear, you're still gonna get shot. I'd rather... I'm not letting them shoot me and get away with it. No.
Waiting for a night is also not the best because you waste time, and darkness doesn't mean invisibility. It also makes footing worse and your mistakes louder, and you don't want your escape hinging on not tripping. Option D, looking for infrastructure, is also not the best option because while it's true that bridges and tunnels do exist, if you know their options, so does the hunter. In escape scenarios, speed and momentum are essential, and bridges and tunnels are predictable choke points. If you're being hunted, those are the first places the pursuer will cover.
Bro, my thing is, how many niggas is it in this woods? One, there's assumedly enough people there to where I could like get away for maybe seconds. It's the loudest and most visible. So there are people watching me. So again, I can buy, but seconds. It's seconds. So that means that the town is close enough to where in just a few seconds. That means depending on how fast you are, you'd be able to survive this. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm hearing.
Waiting until you find one just means burning time and energy walking along a road edge that's wide open anyway. The point of causing a diversion here isn't that they make you invisible, it's that they give you a slim time window. But in this kind of test, that's all you need. If you buy yourself just 5 seconds, this might be the difference between you making it across and being spotted in the open. So you move. The crack of a branch splits the silence behind you, the sound you planted, not the sound of pursuit. For a heartbeat, the world goes still, except for your pulse. And then you see the headlights, cars on the highway, people. You flag them down, or maybe you just think you do. Their brakes hiss, doors slam, and figures spill out, silhouettes against the floodlights. For the first time in days, you stop running.
Yeah!
But as they close in, a thought gnaws at you. Rescue and capture look the same at a distance. But too late, your knees give. Your vision narrows. The noise of the highway swallows everything. You survive.
Yeah!
So that concludes the last of the questions, and hopefully you made it. And hopefully you were also keeping track of how many questions you got correctly, because I'm now going to tell you what your score means. If you scored between 0 and 6 points, you would have been immediately captured. You wouldn't have lasted the first night, and the wrong calls you get stacked fast. Exposure, noise, careless signs. In a real pursuit, you'd be walking straight into the hunter's scope. If you scored between 7 to 12 points, you might have survived a day, but not long enough to last. You buy yourself time, and you have some
What?
good instincts, but your mistakes would bleed your energy until exhaustion or a snare finish you off.
What? Okay, in my defense, I have some odd. Okay, in my defense, I feel like 7 to 12 or whatever she said. I feel like that's more in the range of like you have good instincts, and like I feel like it's also like the information bit on her part. Like in a real scenario like this, which I would never be in to begin with. Well, the guy was kidnapped in my home, so yeah. Like yeah, no. In a situation like this, I feel like the people in this scenario have have a higher chance, especially depending on where you ended up. Cough. I'm at 11, by the way. Cough, cough. Um, yeah, they have more information at their disposal than a person. No diss to you, but like more information than a person like describing shit. So I'd like to say personally, I'd be fine.
You'd be found in under a week. If you scored between 13 to 17 points, you would be a short-term survivor. You've got survival logic, and you'd outlast most people, but gaps in your decision would also add up. Maybe a wrong crossing, resting too carelessly, or in the wrong place. You'd make it close to extraction, but not all the way. If you scored 18 to 20 points, it would be a close call. You have solid instincts. You'd endure days of pressure, weather, and paranoia, and still keep moving. You might have made a few slips here and there, but nothing fatal. And you'd probably reach the edge of civilization with real odds of getting out alive.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I'm willing to take a gamble. That's what it is. I'm willing to take a gamble in these kind of scenarios. Because it's like, I'm already cooked. I might as well just roll the fucking dice. Because it's like, yes. Because would I drink out of that pond? No. No, because that's dysentery. I'm going to pray that I find one when I'm walking by and just ration my water. I'm not doing that shit. Am I stealing from the I might break the window of the cabin, sneak in, and see if they have any supplies or water or something. I ain't going to. I'm kicking that guy into the fire, taking his gun when it cooled off, and then proceeding to shoot anybody in my way and running off after the bullet. Or after I shoot the bullet. I'm willing to take a gamble.
And finally, if you scored between 21 to 22 points, you're a ghost. You didn't just survive, you completely vanished. Every move was calculated, every mistake
What are you,
was
a Navy
avoided.
SEAL?
The hunter would know you were out there, but they'd never close the distance. Rescue or self-extraction, you made it. Thank you for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, you might enjoy this other quiz I made about whether or not you'd survive a zombie apocalypse, or if not, you can
Yeah, hey, if y'all want me to react to that, hey, let me know, cause this video was an hour and 23 minutes. Golly. How long was this damn video? 43 minutes. Holy heavens, I can yap. But that was that. Hey, hopefully y'all enjoyed. Hey, my boys in the back definitely enjoyed. The folks who I call the professionals. Like, sub, all that jazz. This is my personal channel. What it do, baby?
Spirit.